There's a seagull staring at me. Kind of like I invaded his space. Sorry. Hi. So I actually had a different plan. Like I had a plan to record this in a different location. And I think I was just mesmerized by that one small specific moment, I'm gonna call it. It was the lighting, it was the time of day, it was the stone bench and the greenery behind it that I didn't even notice that there was a house right opposite. And when I got there to record, there was a bunch of people, and there's like, no way, I'm not there yet. But I found this place, and the tide is so low today that this place is actually accessible. Like, usually the water is up to that step over there. Like, it's super muddy, and so that's cool. I was absolutely terrified to come down these stairs, though. Like, there was a part of me that was like, oh, this is the spot. And then my legs froze, and I was like, mm-mm. There was no real logical reason for it. I mean, my brain was coming up with all of these scenarios. You're gonna slip. It's slippery. You are mainly gonna slip and crack your skull open. And also, like spiders. I don't know what it is about spiders recently, but I'm just like, I don't know. Anyway, it's week 8 today. It's not week 8 today. It's the end. Like I finished the week 8. No, what the hell? So week 8 was quick. This week went by really, really fast. And honestly, like, I don't feel like I retained any information from the chapter that I read this week. And I really do believe that that's because I had a lot on my mind and I wasn't. I was writing about it in my morning pages, but I wasn't really doing anything about it to solve or make the situation better. And it was just adding on top of each other, and it took up a lot of space in my mind. And so I feel like this week went by and I don't even know like what I was doing. I don't know if I should actually do this again, but I wrote down what I was feeling before, and now I feel like none of it is coming out. But I was trying to make these videos a bit more to the point, and I don't know if I should anyway. The whole point is to show that this, like, I don't, how, like, I think the whole point of doing this is to show the discomfort that comes with doing something that you really want. With a lot of, I'm doing this a lot. I need to chill. I've had a lot on my mind recently, and I think for this week specifically, it was just. You can hear the kids playing in the background. Actually, sounds really nice. Yeah. I just did that where I didn't want to talk about what it is that's bothering me, and so I got distracted by something else that's happening around me. Yeah, that happens a lot. I also noticed that I tend to do it in my, or at least specifically this week, I've been doing it in my morning pages quite a bit. But as like day after day, I noticed that I was starting to get more and more angry in my pages. And I think I ended up like realizing, no, like I was more and more angry in my pages. Fuck, what's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you, okay? This is difficult. it's personal also, and you're not sure if you want to talk about it because it includes other people in your life, and they didn't ask to be put out there in the public. You're choosing to do that for yourself. So that's interesting, navigating that as well, with this choice to be completely honest about what's going on in my life. And the truth is, I don't really know how to deal with disagreements and arguments and things like that in my personal life with people, especially with people that I really, really care about. And I've been thinking about that, and I realized that growing up, I don't think I've ever really seen my parents argue or fight. At least I have no memories of it. I think there's one specific memory that pops in my mind, but that was it. And I think that was a conscious choice that they made when raising us, so that maybe not to overwhelm us. I haven't really talked to them about this. I'm curious. I should ask them. Because of that, I didn't learn how to handle myself in an argument or in a situation of conflict. I really don't know what to do, especially if I've done something wrong. I can apologize to the person, but then I don't know how to behave around that person. So so that's happening. But also I'm noticing that the reason why I felt so much anger in my pages, or that I expressed so much anger in my pages, was also because this subject plus a couple of other subjects have been things that have popped up in my pages way, 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 way before. Like longer, like ages, possibly in the beginning of this journey. And I have not taken enough action towards making it like flow again. There's stagnation in those areas in my life, and I don't think I have done enough to be able to make movement happen. Like if you think of a river that's been blocked by a log, all I have to do is move the log or something in order for the river to flow again. And I have been pushing at it, but not hard enough and not long enough. And I think, and it's not because I don't have the capacity to do that. I do have the capacity to do that. I'm just scared. When it comes to this disagreement that I'm having with this person, I don't want to lose them. The other thing that I'm very angry about with myself is my health, my relationship with my health. I know that I need to be doing better than I'm doing right now, whether it's with movement and exercise, or what I'm eating, or how much water I'm drinking, which is barely anything, to be honest. I feel like those things are holding me back from being able to move forward. And in the beginning of the book, before you even start this journey, Julia makes you sign a contract. And in that contract, you have to promise to look after yourself, to eat well, to exercise. So it's like I haven't really adhered. I haven't really stuck with the contract that I signed. And I'm angry with myself for that. It's like I committed to it, but not fully. And it seems to be a pattern that pops up in different areas of my life, specifically these two that I just mentioned. So you write about things in your morning pages, and those things tend to push you to want to make action eventually, inevitably, okay? Because you get tired of writing the same thing over and over again. You get tired of nothing happening, nothing changing. And so you end up making the change that you need. And so for me, I think I started doing that. I started cooking for myself again, which is awesome. Like it feels so good to be preparing the food, like the process in itself chopping the vegetables, cooking. It's so meditative. Meditative. It's like a meditation. When it comes to my creativity, I feel like last week was really like, I'm in this. It was so easy. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to put any effort into it. It just came through me. But this week was a struggle. And I do think that it has, of course, it goes back to the whole thing of my mind being really consumed with other things. And at first I thought that it's just part of the process. And I do believe that it is. I do believe that just like in life, there are ebbs and flows, and creativity comes in and out. And sometimes it's time to express, and sometimes it's time to receive. But I do know that how I felt this week about my creativity definitely has something to do with the fact that I was thinking about other things. What I do love though, which I have to like pat myself on the back for, is that despite it being really challenging to get the ideas out there, and I was like really beating myself up about how the ideas were there, but I couldn't like concept to creation, it wasn't translating the way I wanted it to translate. I didn't feel like I was doing it justice. It wasn't the vision I had in my mind, and it was really frustrating, but I didn't give up. I did not give up. I kept going and I finished them. And I wasn't necessarily happy with what I got, but I was happy with the fact that I achieved this. I did it. Finished, not perfect, finished. And it was, I'm just like really happy about that. Did I have any synchronicity this week? Yes. Yes, I did. And all of them revolved around moving, random strangers telling me to dance, my alarm clock. I don't know if you are a Samsung owner. I don't like to dabble so much into like settings and things like that, so I don't know how this is what it is, but when my alarm rings, it tells me the weather, it tells me the news, it tells me all of these things, which is usually just incentive for me to get up and switch it off faster. But the past couple of days, it's been telling me that it's beautiful and it's sunny out, and she will add on top of it that it's a perfect day for a walk. And I'm just like, all right, universe, I hear you. I need to move. I need to move my body. I need to, yeah. Why am I so, like, unwilling to do this? You know, if I really, really think about it, the truth is, I'm so comfortable in my current discomfort, in my current toxic discomfort, that I'm unwilling to be uncomfortable in another way that is beneficial to me. So there's that. What it is to be human. Oh, the sky is so beautiful. The sun is setting. I'm gonna show you. Look at that. Oops. Look at the colors. Oh, it's so nice. I was definitely beating myself up for not having as much energy and enthusiasm as last week. But now that I'm reflecting on it, I know that it is just how it is, you know? It's not always going to be the same every day. And on the days where it's not full energy, full excitement, full, you got to give yourself the things that you need. You have to look after yourself a little bit more. You have to pamper yourself. I think I'm doing it more. Yeah. Yeah. It's week 8 now, And I didn't go on my artist date last week. I've barely been doing my artist dates. Like just a few sprinkled here and there when I really feel guilty about it. But it's another, like, it's something that I really, really have to work on, is like being okay with telling someone I want to do this for just me and not feeling ashamed that I'm leaving them out or that I'm going to cause them an inconvenience if they have to drop me off. For example, being here in France right now, I can't drive because I have my license, but I'm not insured with the cars, with the family cars here. And I don't think it's possible for me to be insured because we're not married yet. So I do kind of feel myself not wanting to ask for things like going into the city, because it is a distance away. It's like about 40 minutes from here. And if it was just me, if I was driving myself, it wouldn't be an issue. But I have to ask somebody else to do that. And then on top of that, I have to spend the day there on my own. So they're dropping me 40 minutes away and then driving back 40 minutes and then coming back to pick me up and then another. I just feel like it's a lot to ask. And there are other things that I could be doing, like just going to the beach with myself. I can walk there. But I'm not doing that. So I do feel like this car thing is a bit of an excuse, but there is some partial truth to it, but it's just another level of like, I feel uncomfortable doing things for myself. Today, I actually got another beautiful moment of synchronicity. A friend of mine sent me a podcast episode from a Good Life podcast. I think that's what it's called. And it was an interview with Julia Cameron. She is also doing the... Hello. She's also doing The Artist's Way, and she's been really, really helpful, sharing her experience with me, having somebody to talk with about what we're experiencing, what we're going through, all of these kinds of things. So that's been really nice. And she shared this with me out of the blue, and it was exactly what I needed to hear, because Julia describes the artist date, and she talks about it as something your 80-year-old self would really love to do. As simple as that. And it kind of made me feel shitty at the beginning, because I'm like, I don't know what my 8-year-old would like to do. But it's okay, because I can imagine myself as an 8-year-old right now and ask myself this question: what do you want to do instead? And that excites me. And I think I'm really looking forward to test that theory out, to take myself out more. I do tend to be a person that, in different circumstances or situations, I just follow the crowd so that I don't create ripples. I don't ask for anything extra because I don't want to be a burden. But starting to cook for myself, saying no, I don't feel like going on the boat today, I actually want to go take a walk, was really, really hard to say, to like express. But when I did, there was no backlash. There was no like, oh my god, how antisocial, oh my god, she doesn't want to eat our food, oh my god this, oh my god that. It wasn't like that at all. It was just all in my mind, all in my head. So I'm practicing doing that a bit more. Let's see how next week goes. As long as I keep doing this, and this is something I do believe that I'm going to continue on even after finishing this course. I think these are habits that I want to do for myself on a daily basis, because I see how much they help me. I see how much they have helped me. And yeah. So another week of week 8. Let's see how that goes. And I should probably start walking back because the sun is setting and it gets really dark here, which is honestly one of my favorite things, because there are no street lamps. And I don't think I've seen this many stars outside of camping in the desert. like just on my casual day-to-day experience. Like, I love it so much. Despite the fact that it was a tough week, and I still feel more myself. I still feel more connected to who I am, and I have excitement for life again, which is, I don't know, what else could I ask for? So yeah, anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Am I gonna do the whole YouTube thing? If you like what you see, subscribe, like, you know, all the... No, that's weird. Not yet, it's too soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. When I say I was terrified of coming down these stairs, I mean it. Like, my thighs are so stiff. Like, I was clenching my legs so much. Why do you do this?